Hello, everybody. Oh, my goodness me. Let's have a look. Oh, dear, oh, dear. So, let's see. Oh, it's a long time since I've been live. Hello, folks. Don't know if anybody's there yet, but I nearly wasn't. So, here I am live streaming on, what is it? It's Sunday, and it's Sunday. It's just after 7:30, and it is Sunday the 18th of August. That's it. Sunday the 18th of August, 2024. And I'm a little late. I'm very sorry, but I fell asleep and I just woke up and realised what the time was. It's been a pretty exhausting day. I was worried I was going to fall asleep, and then I did fall asleep. I don't know what happened because I set an alarm. Maybe I slept through the alarm. Hello, Richard. I fell asleep. Just woke up just now. So how are you doing, Richard? You have to forgive me because I'm a bit sleepy. I just grabbed a bottle of drink, and excuse me, I'm just going to, most unladylike, but I haven't got a cup here. So how's your day been, Richard? Mine has been busy. So I went to Asda this morning. Very well now. Good, excellent. So yes, I was up and out early, and I went to Asda this morning because I'll say hello to anybody who's coming in on the replay. At the moment, we've just got Richard here, but that's fine. So I don't know if you want to share Richard and tag anybody in. I didn't have time to do it because I fell asleep. I'm glad I woke up, and I have 9 minutes. Not so good beginning. Oh, you had COVID. Oh, that's not so good. I have 9 minutes when I'm going live before it cuts out. It cuts out some of the streams. So I just had to run in the. I had to run in the other room. I had to go and grab my tripod. And just quickly get on. And do you know what? I had a mental block. I couldn't log in. I'm thinking, how do I log in? I haven't done this for so long. Totally forgot how to log into StreamYard, but here I'm logged in now, so that's good. And yes, just really glad I woke up. Anyway, so it's been a busy old time. Haven't done the live streams for a long time, have I? And I just thought, well, you know what? I think it's time I did them. So of course I haven't done any of the carnivals. I had decided, so of course anybody watching in who doesn't know or watching on the replay, I used to live stream all the carnivals. I became the Go Live Granny to share all the carnivals. These days I don't feel the need to go out and do the carnivals because there are other people doing it. The people from the Observer, the people from different channels now will live stream the carnival. I only did it when nobody else was doing it, and I don't see the fun these days. Be prepping for September visits to. Okay, you're coming to the island in September? We're going to play Box and Cox again because I'm actually going off the island again, and then coming back in. Hi Tina, nice to see you. We've got an exclusive little group this evening because I didn't have time. I didn't promote it. I fell asleep. Yes, the County Press have taken up the baton, and isleofwight.com does it, and the Observer live stream as well. So when I used to go and live stream the carnivals, I would be out till very late. And then I would have to wait to get home on the bus because the buses are always on diversion for the carnivals. So they didn't put the buses back on route for a long time, and then it would be like 11 o'clock at night before I got home. So I'm afraid these days, there are other people doing it. They don't run a commentary, but they do a good live stream. So that's why I don't go out and do it. Life changes, doesn't it? We have all these different things. Anyway, so this week, what have I been doing? I've been doing some knitting, lots of baking, and lots of having lovely food. And of course, I've lost 2.5 stone, so I'm very well pleased about that. And my art, my cooking, has become another art form. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Richard is reminding me about the scooter ride out of Legend. Well, do you know what? I was criticised this week. I don't know if any of you saw it. I mean, I often get criticised. But some weeks ago, I don't know if you saw that the crossing near where I live and where I have to cross over, a very busy crossing, the crossing was out of action. Somebody had knocked down the post and nobody seemed very quickly to be putting the crossing back in action. And it's a 3-way crossing and it's near a school. There's a lot of old people. There's a lot of mums with pushchairs and things like that. And I was calling attention to that crossing being out of action. And that was quite some weeks ago. And then all of a sudden, lots of people were jumping on that post and being very rude and critical of me. So somebody called me a plank. They called me, "Oh, are you a bat?" Karen. They all seem to be thinking my name's Karen. I do know that Karen is a rude term, but I just think, hey, they've got a missed identity here. It is very busy there, Richard, and these people live in other parts. They have no idea, and they don't have no idea whether my ability is easy to to get across the road. They just didn't care. They were just, and do you know what? They were showing themselves up. I had a bit of sport yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? I decided to answer them all. And I just thought, do you know what? How do you realize how rude and how, well, I mean, I was laughing more about it. It's sad, really, that people think that they can be rude, especially when somebody does, has a disability. It's okay to say, well, just walk on up there, just go on up there, like it does, there's no issue to it. Anyway, I just think, why do people have to be like that? But it didn't matter because, oh, and then somebody very kindly came into my inbox, my Go Live of Granny inbox, and I'd said that I was a live streamer, and he criticised my live stream. He hadn't obviously looked at my live streams or what I'd done, and then he was telling me how he'd got 3 million viewers. And this is what I should do. So I very politely told him I do not want 3 million viewers. I'm not in that league. That's not at all what I want to do. He got a firm hold of the wrong end of the stick. I'm quite happy live streaming and promoting the bits and pieces I did. And of course, I'm scaling back now. I'm going to be 74 in a couple of weeks' time. And I really want to be enjoying myself doing other things now. I did enjoy myself doing my live streams, but now these days I want to do other things. I've been knitting, as some of you know, and I did a whole load of little toys, and then they all went off. I gave them to Ride Carnival team, and the Carnival team used them for they've used them for prizes for the tombola. Then I noticed that they're having another tombola this weekend. So I got making some more. Well, no, as soon as they took the other little toys, I came back. No, I got my knitting needles out and did some more because I knew that they would want some more things soon. Anyway, I don't know if I've shown you these. Wait a minute. Let me go and get them. No, let me tell you what's in the bag. So this was an interesting one. I put this up online. I put a picture of this up and I thought, it doesn't look anything like what it is. And I put it up and nobody could get, that's the back of it. If I turn it around, you'll probably guess what it is, or some people have guessed now. But I put that on my page and said, anybody guess? Somebody guessed like a gnome, and I thought that was quite a good idea. It could be a gnome, but most people couldn't guess what it was. If I turn it around like this, maybe that's a bit of a giveaway now. Well, no, I did put it up like that, and they still didn't get it because it wasn't very obvious. Wait a minute, I don't know. Where's my? Oh, here. Hang on. Oh, I don't know if I've got my book. Oh, hang on. Sorry, my bag's over here. Let's. I don't know where my knitting book is. What have I done with that then? Oh, well, oh, I can't find it because the camera's sitting on top of it. Oh dear, there's no hope, is there? What a hopeless go live granny I am. Here we go. So this is the book that I'm using, and that is, well, it's not. I'm making a little girl one because I'm putting a pinafore dress on her. Let's show you. Let's show you what I'm doing. Look. So that's what I'm doing. But she didn't really look anything. I lost her on the floor now. Look. So she's got some legs. Look. I've made her legs. Let's take the needle out. There's her legs. Okay. And she's got some ears. Tell you what, let's stick the needle in and it might hold it on for a minute. See, once the ears appear, she looks more like a pig. I love this book. I fell in love with this book as soon as I saw it. But I also got myself another one, and I put some on my wish list. But I did buy these. I bought this one, and I bought a space one. So look, there's the piggy's ears. There's the piggy's trotters. Oops, it's not very easy to hold these up. Look. So there's the piggy's trotters. So it's a bit tricky, but I'm enjoying it, and I might fall asleep again when I finish broadcasting, but I shall enjoy trying to put her together. Then I've got her arms to do. I need to put a face on her, and then in the bag on the bus I was knitting. Oh no, my stitches have fallen off. Hang on, let's put it back in the bag. My stitches have come off the needle. Oh no. Let me just put them back on. Oh dear. I'm going to put a light on here. Whoops. Oh no, that's not good for you, is it? It's good for me. Oh, I don't know. That's not a good look, is it, folks? I don't think that's so good. Oh, a bit better. Yeah. So I was knitting this on the bus on the way to Asda. So, shenanigans. You wouldn't believe that I have got to buy a week without shenanigans, would you? No. So let me take you back to earlier in the week. I decided I wanted some new cook pans. I haven't had any new pans for a long time. Well, I did. I had a new frying pan for Christmas. My daughter-in-law and my son gave me a nice frying pan. One of those that you don't put any. There we are. Look, this is her dress. This is going to be her dress. Purple dress, of course, but not much to see yet. So I will show you when I've done it. So, yeah. So what was I saying? I'm so tired. I shouldn't have planned a live. When I planned the live stream tonight, I was full of beans, and then I suddenly got very tired. Yeah. So earlier in the week, that's right. I decided to. I'd seen that in Asda they had. I don't normally go to Asda because for me to get to Asda, it's 2 buses. It's about half an hour into Newport, and then it's about another 5 minutes on out of Newport. But the bus goes right outside, so that's fine. But I had seen that they'd got some pans, some saucepans. They're non-stick ones, and you don't have to put any oil in them. And of course, I'm doing all my cooking a la Slimming World mode, so I don't want lots of oil because that's not good. So anyway, I wanted these nice pans. I'd had one for Christmas and it was good. So you don't need to put any oil in it. And I saw that they got them on sale in Asda. So I thought, oh well, I'll let my fingers do the walking. I'll order online. And then, of course, my computer decided to break this week, my desktop computer. So I've had to do things on my phone, which I much prefer doing online orders mainly on the computer. Hello, Susan. Nice to see you. And so, and Susan knows half this story because she came over to my house the other day. So anyway, I ordered. Well, it took me ages to decide what to order. Actually, I'll show you. Wait a minute. Let me get the pans. I'll show you. I won't bring them all over because they're a bit heavy, but I'll show you the sort of things I've got. Just a minute. I'll get them. I was supposed to have all my visual aids ready, and of course I fell asleep. So that didn't work, did it? Hang on a minute. Whoops. I'm just coming, folks. Well, I have used one or two of them, but some of them are still in their wrappers. Whoa. Let's bring it back again. Way. So, this one is actually a frying pan. I've got one that looks a bit like this. That's a wok with a handle. As I say, I bought several. My sister gave me some money for my birthday, so I've used some of my birthday money. Although my birthday isn't here yet, I got another 2 weeks for my birthday. But you know, the sale offer they were on now, and they were on a very good offer. So, and you see there, you don't need to put oil in. You don't put oil in them. You just put the food straight in, and it works very well. And they're very easy to clean as well. So this one, look, I've got a big. What's this one called? This is a stock pot. There we go. Make a nice stock. So I've got. I think I bought about 4 or 5 pans, and I bought a dish to go in my new countertop cooker, and it doesn't fit. I did wonder whether it was a bit too big, but you know, I've decided that I'm going to keep it. I was going to take it back, and then I decided actually I'm going to keep it because something happened today. Don't know if any of you saw that I had free electricity today. So I am signed up with Octopus Energy. I've been with Octopus Energy for several years now, and I'm very, very pleased with the service that they give me. I'm very pleased with, you know, the fact that my bills are not. In fact, I've just asked them for a refund because, it's come down. I was overpaying, and it's built up too much. So I've asked them for my money back because I'd rather have the money in my account than in their account. You know, so I don't like them having. Anyway, that's interesting, isn't it? My alarm has just rung to tell me that I'm doing a live stream at 7:30. Well, I don't know whether it rang before or whether that's it ringing again, but it certainly didn't wake me up when I was asleep, and it was 7 before. No, I set it before 7:30, so I don't know what happened there. More shenanigans. So anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so I decided that I was having new pans. Hello, Shania. Is that Shania from Ventnor? Hope you had a good carnival yesterday. Just saying that I don't come and do the carnivals anymore because other people are live streaming and I get tired and I get home late. So because other people are streaming, I don't stream them anymore. But it was Ventnor's Illuminated Carnival last night, and of course Shania is part of the carnival team over there. And I used to go over and do all of those things, and now I can watch it online because other people are doing it. Anyway, back to the shenanigans of my pans. So because I was doing all this nice cooking, and my pans were so tatty, I had really, really tatty pans. So I decided to buy myself some new pans, and I decided I needed a wok because yeah, very good. You miss. That's Shania saying they miss me, but I need to take care of myself. Yes, and I was saying earlier, Shania, that I mean, last year I was lucky because somebody gave me lifts there and back. Somebody in the Ride Carnival team gave me lifts there and back. But you know, I can't always expect other people to do that. And if I'm on the bus, I have to wait until the buses all go back, you know, and are not on diversion. So I wouldn't get home till 11 or after 11 o'clock at night, that sort of thing. And these days, I like to be at home and not out late like that. So I've done my, you know, I filled the gap until there were other people who would do it, and now I watch the live stream that other people are doing. So that's great. I stay home. I share it out. Actually, I didn't watch last night, so I was doing something else. So I will watch it on the replay. I've seen lots of the pictures. You know, it's so nice. So many people, and of course, Shania is part of that team. And if Shania and her team didn't do that work, there would not have been a carnival last night. So I'm glad to see that there was a very successful carnival again. So anyway, back to my pans and my shenanigans with Asda. So earlier in the week, I decided, right, I'll put an order in with Asda, and I went through my top cashback. I have top cashback on mine. I think this was before my computer broke. Yes, it was. It was before my computer broke down. So I spent ages and ages looking at all the different pans. Hello, Joy. And I was looking at all the different pans and deciding, well, do I want a wok and a fry pan and a this and a that, or do I want this and that? And I decided which ones I wanted, and I put my order together. And then I pushed so I went through top cashback in order to get this extra discount, or get cash back, because I do like you getting my cash back. And if anybody wants to know about cash back, hang on, let's give you a banner. That here we are. Look, let's put a ticker across the bottom. So if any of you want to get a link for cash back, I love getting cash back on things I buy. Why wouldn't you? And I've recommended it to several people, and they get cash back now, and I get something if they join, but they get something as well. So it's always good for us to get, you know, to help each other out. And it's, you know, it's pretty nice. Let's come back to the comments now. So as I say, I did my order, and I pay for all these things on a credit card these days. I think, you know, it's safest to use a credit card because you're more, you know, you're more protected, aren't you, if you use a credit card rather than a debit card. And so you know, you know what's coming, don't you? Shenanigans. So I got my order together. I took ages to decide which of the pans. There were so many different pans. You know, there's saucepan. There was a set of saucepans with a free frying pan in it, but actually the saucepans that were in the set are not ones that I wanted. I wanted, you know, different sizes. I didn't want little tiny ones because sometimes I do batch cooking, so I want bigger ones, you know. So anyway, I put my order together. Went through the top cashback, pushed the button, and my debit card has been, it's appeared on my debit card, so it's pending. It hasn't gone right through, it's pending. And this was several days ago. It's pending, but my order then disappeared, not to be seen again. So they're pending with the money. So I can't access that money because it's pending to be paid to George being the Asda people. And I have no pens. I have no message. I have nothing. So I find it hard to find a phone number because they don't make it easy for you ever to talk to anybody, do they? So I eventually found a phone number. Oh, I know, I didn't. I went on the old Twitter, and I'm going to call it Twitter because I think X is a stupid name for it. So I went on Twitter and I tweeted Asda and said, bad customer experience. How do I get in touch with, you know, to talk about it? So I was given a phone number. That's right. I got a phone number, and I rang up, and I got a girl who's quite dismissive. Oh, well, that's a bit hard luck, isn't it? Is basically what she said. And I said, yeah, but my money's, you know, sitting suspended there. and I've got no order, no order number, no information or anything. She said, "Oh well, it'll be refunded to you," and that was it. That's all she said. I don't think that was customer care, do you? I think that was customer non-care. It was very uncommitted, not very thoughtful. And so I wanted the pans, but I thought if I try and go online again, and now my big computer's broken, I've got to do everything on my phone. Except I've got another computer. Some of you, I don't know if you've heard of a Raspberry Pi, have you? I made my daughter laugh the other day. I got confused. Raspberry Pi, nice colour. Oh, thank you. Raspberry Pi is it's a computer it's my computer is in a keyboard, and it plugs into a monitor, and it runs off the cloud. So most of the stuff I do these days runs off the cloud anyway. So, but it hasn't been plugged in for a long time, and I don't know if I've got all the wires. I've got to find it, got to look. Then I've got to go on YouTube and make sure I know how to do it. So it's not as easy as it sounds, of course. So I will be putting that back in, but at the moment, that's a palaver because I've got to find the bits. Mind you, my flat is getting tidier and tidier, but we have another shenanigans. We had two shenanigans. Just don't annoy yourself when doing Space One with song about aliens. Oh, he's talking about the space book. Did I show you the space book? Let me get the space book out because I treated myself to two books, didn't I? Hang on, let me show you the space one. I think I might have shown you the other day, but I didn't do a proper live stream. So hang on. Whoops. You shouldn't have said that to me, Richard, because now I'm going to sing. 5 little men in a flying saucer flew round the earth one day. They looked left and right, but they didn't like the sight, so one man flew away. Look, so I've got knitted space, and I've got aliens, I've got a space dog, an astronaut. I can even knit the earth. Look, I can knit the planets, and look, can you see? Oh, hang on, I have to look this way because it's confusing. Can you see Earth? Look, can you see? It's actually got I can knit the continents. That's going to be. I have to follow a chart to do that. So that's interesting, isn't it? Look, lots of little aliens there. I think some kiddies will like those, don't you? What else have we got? A rocket and a spaceman. So as I say, that's so these came this week. So this came, and then of course the farm one, the one came that I'm knitting. But I preferred this one. Look at all these lovely little animals in their little dungarees and pinafores. So it's the piggy, the one I was doing, and it was quite interesting because it didn't look anything like a pig till it's got its ears on. But there you go. So anyway, I'm in my element with these books, as you know. So anyway, back to this Asda story. I feel a bit like Ronnie Corbett, who used to start telling a story and then he'd go off at a tangent and another tangent and another tangent and never finish the story. A bit like that, but hey, you don't have to watch, but some of you like watching. So anyway, so I decided that if I wanted these pans, I actually needed to go to Asda. But to go to Asda, I have to get on 2 buses, and that's a bit of a pain. And don't forget, the money that I was going to spend the other day is suspended pending on my credit card account. Fortunately, I had more space on my credit card account, so I went today. I thought I'll go to the shop and I'll pick them out, and should there be shenanigans? There might be shenanigans at the shop, or there might not. So I decided I'll go there. So I decided that I wanted to be there at 10 o'clock when they opened, because I knew that between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock I could get free electricity if I was home. And I thought, well, I wonder if I can, have a go at that. And some of you will see that I did. Hello, Rhonda. How lovely to see you all the way over there. Hello. It doesn't matter that you're late, Tracy. You know me, I go on. Well, I was late too, Tracy, because I fell asleep and I woke up after 7:30. Then I had to run around and go and get the stand to put the phone on, and then I couldn't remember how to log in because it's so long since I did it. And I nearly didn't make it on time, but I'm here now. So anyway, I'm telling the shenanigans of going to Asda. So long story short, for anybody who just came in, I was doing it in order to buy some new saucepans, and I'll show you again because you just came in. So I've got a set of these saucepans. They're never stick, Scoville never stick, super strong non-stick pans, and they don't need oil. And of course, I'm doing Slimming World, and I don't want to use oil. And I had one of these as a present at Christmas, and so I thought, oh, that's good. And then my sister, as I say, gave me some money the other day because it's going to be my birthday in a fortnight, and I decided to use it on the pans. So that was good. So, of course, having spent ages and ages the other day looking at all the pans and deciding, do I want this one and do I want that one, and will I use this one and that one, or shall I have this one rather than that one? And there was so much choice, but the offers were good on them. But as I say, it all went into oblivion. You need to get a new set of cookware. You think you might try ceramic this time? Okay. Well, this is it's called these are called Scoville Never Stick, and they're very easy to clean, and you don't need oil in them. You can cook without oil, and of course, because I've been losing weight, I don't want to put oil in my pans, so that's good. So anyway, I will finish the story. I don't know whether I finish the story. I'll go off at a tangent again. Who cares? You come and chat to me. Somebody criticised me for not knowing what to do online. Oh yes, your husband manages to scar Teflon. Oh, my second husband, he used metal in my non-stick pans, and he wouldn't listen to me when I said he would ruin the surface. But that was a long time ago, and now it's just me. So I if the pans get spoilt, it's only down to me. There's nobody else here. So anyway, so I thought, right, I better go to the store, because obviously I can't. If I do another order online, I might have another lot of money suspended and no order come. So I don't know whatever happened to the order. It took the money. It was pending against their account, and that's happened with two things this week for me. Something else did that as well, and I've got to investigate that, because I'm getting some more IKEA furniture, and I realised that I could actually buy a gift card. I couldn't get cash back on IKEA furniture, but I could get cash back on a gift card that I could use against IKEA furniture. So I did that, and that same thing's happened. The same thing's happened. The money's pending, sitting there, but no gift cards come through. But I can't go and buy furniture again. I haven't got, because the money's already accounted for. And there wouldn't be enough money to go back and do that. So tomorrow I've got to ring up and say, hey, what happened there? You've sort of got the money accounted for, but there's no order, no information came through, no email came through, anything. So it's happened twice on two different things this week. But anyway, so I decided I was going to have these pans. I really wanted these pans, and I wanted them before the offer finished. So I would go to Asda today, and of course Asda is one of the furthest supermarkets from me. But I thought, well, I'll get there at 10 o'clock. I'll get the pans. I've got Navy Nora to put the pans on. I'll get a little bit of shopping, some top up my fresh veg and things, and then I'll be fine. And actually I managed to balance it all, very well balanced on my Navy Nora trolley. So that was good. But I stood there for ages. I couldn't remember which pans I'd ordered in the first order because I didn't write them all down, because I thought I'd get the order would come, but I'd get a notification of my order. No, that didn't happen. So I didn't have my order. So I couldn't remember totally what I'd ordered. So I stood there, and they had a wok, and they had frying pans that were this size, and then I had frying pans at that size. I decided against the tiny little pans. I thought, no, I don't need any tiny little pan. And if I'm going to do batch cooking, which I might do, because if they're doing this free electricity regularly now, then I could batch cook. So that's why I wanted to go out at 10 o'clock and wanted to get home and be home for 1 o'clock. So I managed to do that. I got out nice and early. I got got to the bus stop in plenty of time. Took my knitting, did some knitting on the bus. Got to the first, to the Newport bus station. Then I had to change buses, and I was only a few minutes before the next one come. And the next one only takes 5 minutes to get to Asda from the bus station. So I was there, pretty quick. Once I got to Newport, and then I spent all this time trying to decisions, which pans should I have? Anyway, I decided on the patterns I wanted, and then I went round and found some other things. And then I decided, they have concessions in there, and they take passport photographs in there. Now, I'm not going anywhere out of the country, but I don't own a passport. And it's causing me a problem, because I'm one of those people who can't identify myself, because I don't have a driving license and I don't have a passport. Therefore, I don't exist. And I've also got some money stuck in America, which I can't get because I haven't got a passport. So I decided that actually the money that's stuck in America will pay if I pay for the passport, because I didn't want to pay for a passport I wasn't going to use going out of the country. But then I decided, you know what, that money's stuck in America. If I get a passport, I can then get the money that's stuck in America, which will pay for the passport, and then I've got the passport to identify myself in this country for things I've needed to do. And also, I was considering flying up north to see my boys at one stage. I was should I go on the train? And then somebody said, it's quicker to fly. And actually, I don't know whether you can get good deals or not. So but one of my sons said, but you would need a passport. I said, but I'm not going out the country. They said, no, you need a passport to identify yourself. So I thought, right, let's get a passport. So I got as far as getting the application form. I've been carrying it backwards and forwards. I took it when I went to my daughter's, and I bought it back again. I thought I'd do it there, and I've bought it back again. I've also applying for a blue badge. And for all these things, you need a photograph. Somebody told me about the disability bus pass. I've got a senior bus pass, but I can't go on the bus until after 9:30 in a weekday. At the weekend I can go anytime, but on a weekday I have to wait till 9:30, and then I have to be home by 11 o'clock. I have to be back by 11 o'clock at night. I can't be on the bus. I can't be out late. Excuse me, I'm going to have to drink out the bottle because when I realised that I'd fallen asleep and I nearly missed the beginning of my own live stream, I didn't have time to go and get a cup. I just grabbed the bottle. So please excuse me. I'm sure somebody, not my community, but one of those troll people who looks in will probably be critical, but do we care? Do you need your passport signed by somebody? Probably. Yes, Tracy, probably. So if you want to sign it, that would be good. Anyway, they did passport photographs in Asda. Having carried these things around for ages, thinking, I must get a passport photograph. I saw them in Asda. I thought, you know what? Why don't I go and see if they can do it now? Well, Shenanigans is my middle name. Oh, yes, we can do that now, madam. Sit down there. Take your glasses off, because you mustn't have glasses on, apparently. Even though that doesn't make me look like me, because I wear my glasses all the time. And when I do this, it doesn't look like me because I wear my glasses. But anyway, rules is rules, isn't it? And you have to do what you're told. So I sat there, and the guy said it was £12.99 for 4 photographs, but then you could have a link to a digital one. So if you needed to upload them digitally online, I would get the link. Well, that's fine. I'm sure it's fine when it works. But of course, this was me. You're an assistant manager. You can authorize. Oh, thank you. That's wonderful. So of course, I sat there on the chair. I had the photograph taken. The guy went to load it up onto the computer, and the computer froze. It just was not going to be my day, was it? So he tried and he tried, and then it looked like it was going to work, and then he did something else, and then it all disappeared again. I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to leave it. I said, there's a bus coming in 9 minutes, and I want to go home. Because I checked the app, and it's not far to walk to the bus stop there. So I didn't get my passport done. And I'll just have to do that another day. But I'm not going all the way to Asda to do it. I'll have it done in Ryde High Street. They do it in one of the shops in Ryde High Street. But as I was in Asda right there, I thought I'd do it. But it was not to be. Shenanigans. So anyway, so I tell you, I wanted to be back for 1 o'clock. Because Octopus Energy, I have my energy provided by Octopus Energy, and if any of you want the link to know about Octopus Energy, I've been very happy with Octopus Energy for years, and they have been recommended by Which for about the last 6 years. Which is our consumer magazine over here in the UK, and they've been recommended by them. So I've been very happy with the service, and because I'm happy, I recommend it to other people. I don't like recommending anything I'm not happy with, so I recommended it. One of my friends, she signed up with it, and she got £50 because she signed up through my link, and I got £50 as well. So it was a win-win for everybody. I will only recommend these, and it's only good if it's good for you. But if it's good for you, it's good for me as well. So why shouldn't we all win together? So that was good, and so that happened in the past. But now what they're doing is some free energy, and I heard about this free energy. I'll look at that post in a minute, Tracy. I'll just do this, otherwise I shall forget what I was saying. I read the other day that they were doing free energy for an hour. You had to sign in for it, and they were doing this free energy. So basically, you needed to get on and use all your electricity, all your electrical appliances during that hour. And basically what it is, the electricity you spend over and above what you normally would spend is free. So I could see that if I did some, if I put my air fryer on and my tabletop cooker and my kettle and my microwave, so I came back and did some batch cooking, and of course I just bought a nice new saucepans as well, hadn't I? So I had to do something in the saucepan first before putting it into the cooker. So I thought I could see that this would be a good idea. Mind you, at the end of the hour, I was totally exhausted from rushing around trying to maximize my free electricity, and then they wanted you to promote it, so I put it on. I think I mentioned it on Facebook and Twitter. But I realised I could have done even better because I only used my countertop things, and this is another reason why, when I said I bought a dish that's too big to go in my new countertop cooker, I still have my old cooker, and I'm using it as a storage unit because it's a bit awkward and it's a bit low down, and you have to pay to heat it all up. It's very expensive form of electricity, isn't it? Because you have to warm up the oven and that, and well, I've proved it because my bills have gone right down since I've had the air fryer and the countertop and the microwave. It's made it much more economic. But if it was one of these days where they were doing that, I could batch cook some stuff in the main oven as well as the others. If I was really organised, I could do a whole batch cooking like that. So because I bought this pan that's too big to go in my little countertop cooker, but it won't be too big to go in my oven. and so I decided I would keep it for the next time. So it's basically they're talking about this spare green energy. I don't fully understand it. All I know is that between 1 and 2 today, if I had my appliances on, some of that would be free electricity. And so I had all those things going. Then I thought, oh, I'll make a jelly. I'll put, I do like jelly, and I like jelly with fruit in. And on Slimming World, it's not a lot, there's only a little bit of, you have to count sins for Slimming World, and there's not much sins in that. And I put nice fruit jelly in it, and I use fat-free yogurt on it, and then I've got some flavorings for the yogurt that don't count any sins. So I've got really a lovely lot of food that I've been doing. I bought some of the cookbooks. This was one. Look, Slimming World meals for one. What did I do out of here today? Oh, I think this is this is what I did tonight. That's what I did in it. A rich beef stew, and I made up a base that you. So if you make up this beef stew, and then it's got 2 or 3 recipes where you use some of the stew, and then you can make it into beef and spring greens hot pot, or you can use another part of it, and you can make it into squash pot casserole, and then you can use it, so you can like split it into 4, and it is easy peasy. And then this is beef and butterbean phyllo pie. So that's what I thought I'd do. So that's what I did. But I was going to do it all in the countertop. It wouldn't all fit in the dish that I got to go in there, so I had to put some in the countertop cooker and some in the microwave. I'm learning. Not bad. I'm nearly 74, and I'm learning to cook properly. And, I've been an okay cook all my life. I mean, I've brought up 3 children, and they seem pretty well fed on the way. But I'm actually really, really enjoying. You might have noticed I'm really enjoying doing the cooking. Oh, tonight I did cauliflower cheese, but I think I need to adapt the recipe a bit because it wasn't not enough bite, and I don't mean crunchy bite. I mean hot. I wanted a bit more mustard or something in it like that. So, but it was nice. It wasn't bad, and it was free food, as in no sins in it. So that was good. Oh, had it got one? I think it had got 1 sin or something very, very low in it. So, but yes, I've got a whole pile of the Slimming World books, and I absolutely love looking at the pictures. The recipes are all on the app. They're all on the app, but it's not so much fun. I like to sit here and go through and decide what I want to cook, and then take my phone over by the cooker and use the app and not have the cookbook over there. But that works for me. So they're just so lovely, all these lovely meals, to look at all the lovely pictures. Look, and this one, some of these recipes. There's one where 1 or 2. This one is a nice one. Take 5 free, and that means they're all free foods in here. Mustard would do it, Lynn, for cauliflower cheese. Yeah, I did put some mustard in, but I think I needed to put a bit more, so I'll be a bit more heavy-handed with it next time. Tracy likes cauliflower cheese. She made macaroni cheese for tea. I haven't had macaroni cheese for a long time, but now, of course, because I've got the Slimming World recipe, I can do it, with the things. And when I went to Tesco's to do my big shop, was it last week or whatever? And when I spent, about 3 hours in Tesco's going round and scanning all the things and looking for the fromage frais and the what was the other thing, the quark and things like that. When I managed to find them, they weren't easy to find, but a lot of those things, they've got no sins, so it's great, and it makes all these lovely sort of things. But this, oh look, baked cottage cheese pasta. See, I do love nice cottage cheese. That sort of thing. But this book, look, take 5 free. Each recipe only has 5 items in it, and they're down the edge of the page. Look, quark is good. Yes, it is. Look, so so this baked cottage cheese pasta is 3 medium courgettes, 1 kilogram of tomatoes, 3 garlic cloves, 300 grams of fat-free natural cottage cheese, and 400 grams of dried pasta shapes. So each one. Oh, Tracy's saying she likes cauliflower and broccoli cheese. Oh, that would be nice. Yes. I'm going to go back and read your other comment because I didn't notice it. You'll arrange with you to come out and do that for you. Stephen brought his first car to. Oh, wow. So you can pop out and do that when we are both off work. Okay, that's lovely. Yes, it'd be lovely to catch up with you, Tracy, too. You know, nice to see you. I haven't seen you for ages. I haven't seen lots of people for ages. But you know what? I was interesting. I was listening to the radio today, and there was a thing saying that loneliness, you know, they talk about people being lonely. The most lonely people are not the pensioners, apparently, because a lot of us, we will go out to community things, we'll get busy, we'll go and volunteer at things. So our age group, when before, traditionally, the pensioners were the ones that got lonely. Not at all, and I never do. I don't have time to get lonely, really. I'm busy here. You know, I chat to lots of you online, whether it's on a live stream or whether it's chatting just on, you know, in Messenger. I go out and about quite a lot, but I actually enjoy being at home a lot now. Life has changed. You know, before COVID, I was always out and about and coming in. If you remember, I would run in at 9:30, ready to do my 10 o'clock live streams. You know, running myself ragged. But I enjoyed it at the time. It's just not for me anymore. And it's okay. You know, we all have things we do, and then we have things that we have to change. Richard put something about the bus pass running out after 11. Yes, my bus pass I can't use after 11 in the week. Oh yes, he said it prevents the gangs of senior citizens on the bus hanging around late at night and making youngsters wary. Oh dear, we shouldn't be let out, should we? So wait a minute, let's see. Susan's saying she's not sure if this is correct, but she saw an article online that mentioned Dr. Percentage was still doing the free 300 winter fuel allowance. Not that the government has scrapped it for most people, which is all wrong. Yes, if you're means tested, you will still get it. It's not scrapped for everybody. So anybody who's means tested will still get the winter fuel allowance. And what I noticed that Age UK are doing. They are encouraging everybody to check whether they, or not everybody, but obviously pensioners, to check whether they are entitled to pension credits. Because if you get pension credits, you will get the winter fuel allowance. But lots of people don't claim the pension credit. And so they'll lose their winter fuel allowance. So there's a big campaign now to make sure that everybody checks whether they're entitled to that. So Richard likes the garlic from the garlic farm. It was a garlic festival this weekend, but once again, you know, I didn't go out there. I would have been out there in the past years, but I didn't go because I didn't want to. Yeah, so Susan's saying we had a really good catch up earlier in the week. Yes, she was over here. She really enjoyed seeing me, and our delicious cottage pie and fruit jelly as well, of course. Yes, so I wasn't sure what Susan would like to eat. And I got one of the books out that's got, I think it was one of the ones that was five ingredients, and I made a cottage pie with a mash on a vegetable mash on the top, so that was nice. And then we had jelly. I do like my jelly. I like my jelly, and I put fruit in my jelly. I keep a lot of frozen fruit in my freezer. I like fresh fruit, but it goes off very quickly. So when I've eaten the fresh fruit, I still got frozen fruit, and of course frozen fruit is sin free. So it was it would have been this book, wouldn't it? Cozy Cottage. Let's see if it was this book, and I can tell people exactly what we had. I've been making slaw this week, like a coleslaw, and I discovered celeriac. Never used celeriac before, and it was yummy, really yummy. And what else did I have? Oh, fennel. I'd not used fennel before, and that was nice. That was got an aniseedy taste. So I've been making things like that. There's a slaw on there. There's fritters and slaw on there, but it wasn't that one. Let's have a look and see if I can find the recipe that I made. Cauliflower steak curry is what I was going to have tonight because I wanted to use up my cauliflower, but I did cauliflower cheese instead. So that was nice. But as I say, I needed a bit more mustard in. I think I need to put a bit more mustard in it next time. Let's see. So do you have favourite cookbooks and things? You like fennel and celeriac? Yes. Well, see, they're new to me, Richard. I've not used those. It's funny the repeat of James Martin. He was doing celeriac 4 different ways. I think it was. Well, I went on YouTube and I found some recipes on there. So Tracy doesn't like fennel, so because she doesn't like aniseed. No, but you know, if you do like aniseed, it's another one. I never used it before. So what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so I went on and I found some YouTube videos that were 7 years old, but it didn't matter because you know the recipes are still fine. And one of the chefs on there, he made celeriac. It was like a slaw with celeriac, and then I'd seen some of them were doing like a mash to go on the you know, on a pie, like you know the mash to go on the top, and that was celeriac. I did 3 different ways with one celeriac. I cut it into different bits and did it in 3 different recipes, and that was nice. I'm looking for this recipe that I did for Susan. Let's have a look. Oh, tangy tuna and lentil salad, fiery fish stew. I eat a lot of fish now. I never used to eat much fish. You've never had celeriac. What does it taste like? Do you know, it didn't have a lot of taste on its own. It's when it's combined with other things. Do you know what? I've tasted so many things this week. I'm trying to think. Anybody help me on this one? You'll have to come and taste it, Tracy. You'll have to come over. I have to make sure I've got celeriac. Do you know what it looks like? It's a very ugly looking item. Wait a minute, let me get one. Hang on, because I've used them all up. So I bought again in Asda today. Hang on, let me get a celeriac to show you. Whoops. It is quite ugly. I don't happen to have one in my knitted box of fruit and veg. But I did have one on the side. Let me show you. So this is a celeriac. It's a root. It's a root vegetable. I think some people say it's like celery root, but I think it's the same family, but it's not celery. Obviously. Wait a minute, my table's moving away from me. Yeah, so whoa! Don't play ball with it. So it's you know, it's got quite a hard thing. So you have to peel this outside bit in, and then it's white. Oh, I know what the first guy did. He cut it into little Juliet's strips, you know, those very thin strips, and then he squeezed lemon juice over it because he said it goes brown very quickly. But he was making a slaw, and I did the same, and it was very nice. So I shall be looking for that later. It's over here in my knitting area. Ugly and knobbly. It is ugly and knobbly, but it's very tasty. It was tasty. The combination of what I did was tasty. Now, where's this cozy cottage pie? I don't think it wants to find. Oh, it must be in one of the pages I've marked. Why don't I look there? Silly girl. Because I've got some sausage, bacon and bean ragu, pork steaks with basil. No, I think it might be one of the pages I've marked, but I think the markers come out. Let's see if I can find it and show you. Oh dear, you can't get the stuff these days, can you? Oh, never mind, I just won't have those 3 million viewers that guy was critical that I hadn't got 3 million viewers. Those of you who weren't watching, I was being, yeah, I've got the right book. Wait a minute. Those of you who weren't here earlier, I was criticised by a lot of people over the video that I did weeks ago. It was weeks ago when I was trying to cross the road where they'd closed the crossing. And I had all these people come in and be very rude to me. And I don't know why. Anyway, I was finding it quite a sport to talk to them and actually saying thank you for your kind words when they were being bloody rude to me. It didn't matter. It made me laugh. I'm sure they didn't want to make me laugh, and especially the guy who told me, well, you 20,000, because I told him I'd had 20,000 views to the scooter video, you know, the live stream when the scooterists did the ride out, and I had 20,000 views. I was happy with that. Oh, 20,000 is nothing. I got 3 million. So I said, well, I'm not aiming to have 3 million. I don't want 3 million people to deal with. Thank you. I said, oh well, we just different people have different needs. I said, and actually I'm winding down from live streaming now because I'm nearly 74 and I actually want to do other things. Oh, it just popped up. Your comment is against community rules. Oh no, so sorry for oh, because you called it ugly. Oh, Tracy, you'll get banned. I can't find it in this. Well, wait a minute. Cottage. I thought it was in this, but well, listen, I'm not going to spend quality over quantity. Absolutely, yes. I like my audience, and I bet of those 3 million, he doesn't know those people, any of them, very well, and maybe he's wanting to make a living out of it. I've said I don't want to. I'm not making a living out of it. I'm just quite happy, you know. In pandemic, I provided a service, didn't I? I helped lots of you, and you helped me. We all helped each other, and it's not for some young whippersnapper to tell me whether I'm doing the right thing, because he doesn't even know me. He doesn't know nothing about me. Oh, he does. He obviously looked up and saw that I was doing something about the Isle of Wight, but he couldn't say. You know, he was obviously, he just looked it up to see. So anyway, it didn't faze me, and I thanked him for his very kind comments, and then decided, well, that's it. I really don't need to waste my time chatting with somebody who's trying to put me down. And you know, why do they do these things? Why do people try and put you down? I won't be put down, had you not noticed. It's not something that I'm giving into, but I really want to find this recipe. It's here. I can't find it. And Susan says it's in this book. I know it's in this book. Sausage, bean, pork steaks with basil. No, I'd marked some of the pages, you see, and it was one that I'd marked. Oh dear. Anyway, life goes on whether I find the recipe or I don't. Chili pork with beans. Miso soup with basil pork balls. Poultry. Oh, I don't know. That looks nice. Chicken, chips and slaw. Look, I like doing chips in my air fryer. That's good. But so many things you can do. Not the 5 free ingredients. It's cooking with 5 ingredients. Right. This. Oh, right. This is. Hang on. Oh, take 5. Take 5. Maybe it was the Take 5 book. Oh, now I'm knocking all the books down. Oh dear, did you hear that fall down? Let's have a look. It might be this one. Was it this one, Susan? Was it the blue one? I don't know. Yes, I think it might have been this one. Let's have a look. Oh, she thinks this is the one. I'm not very good, am I? Right, Cozy Cottage Pie. You're right, Susan. It's here, page 18. It was. Look, that was it. Cozy Cottage Pie. Look, and it was lean beef mince, mixed casserole veg, boiling beef stock, potatoes and leeks. And the mash was potato and leek mashed together, and it was delicious, wasn't it, Susan? We did enjoy it, and that was nice. And that's one that will be on the to-do list again, except that I've got so many things to do at the moment that it'll be a long time round before it comes round again. But that was nice. There's so many lovely things. I say I sit here and I enjoy looking at them. We got there in the end. Yes, we did. We did. I don't know where we got, but we got there. Dear, oh dear. Oh my goodness me. So Yes, so that was my day, and then that was why I got back, you know, to do all that cooking in an hour, and then while that stuff was cooking, so that I could use a bit more electricity and, you know, get value for money, I went and did some vacuuming, which is a rare thing in this household. I got a nice vacuum cleaner. I bought it last year. I think I told you, because I got a really good deal on it, and I got lots of cash back on it. It was one of those items, and I don't know if ever you do this. You put something in your basket, and then you think, "Oh, I'm not ready to place my order yet," and I put this vacuum cleaner in my virtual basket, and I didn't buy it that day. And of course, Argos came back to me and said, "Oh, we noticed you got something in your basket. We'd like to offer you £6 off, or whatever it was." Like, so they offered me a deal on it, and I still didn't do it straight away. That was in the week, and then it got to Friday, and Top Cashback had a deal on the Friday that said, if you spend more than £10 in one of our Top Cashback stores before 1 minute to midnight tonight, so you had to spend at least £10, and of course, a vacuum cleaner was going to be more than £10. Then you can have another £2. So you got the cash back, and then you got another £2, and all these little things add up. But I've got myself in a stew, in a beef stew, maybe, I don't know, because I do Quidco. I get cash back with Quidco as well. And again, I'm not getting on the big computer, as I told you earlier. So I'm having to do it on my phone. I've gone on the Quidco app, and there's nothing in my app. It's totally blank. It's not me. And I've tried to log in, and now I think I've confused myself with a different. I think I've probably logged in twice separately with two different email accounts, and I can't remember the passcode. And the password, and I wrote, so I'm going to have to ring them up, or if there's a phone number that you can ring, or I find Twitter's usually good to get hold of somebody if you can't find a phone number. Easy to vegetarianize, that one too, substituting lentils for beef mince. Yes, absolutely, that's good. There's so many things that you can switch in and switch out, can't you? So yeah, that's good. Yes, so yeah, so it's been I've been a busy old time. I've been pootling on and sorting out more of the stuff, because I still got so much of my craft stuff to do. You know, remember I got that huge amount of craft stash stuff, and I'm still trying to put it away. Hence why I decided that I was going to have some more IKEA units. But of course, that's suspended now. I've now got to get in touch, because I ordered an IKEA gift card off so some of you weren't in the broadcast when I said this earlier. I wanted to get some IKEA stuff, and IKEA doesn't come under the Top Cashback, but you can buy a gift card from one of the businesses that does come under Top Cashback. You can buy a gift card for IKEA. So I worked out how much I wanted to spend on IKEA, and then bought the gift card, and the money's pending on my bank account. No, on my credit card, because I always use credit cards for things like that. And the order's not there. Don't know, nothing. I've got no notification that I've done it, but you can see it. And of course, that's the beauty of doing things on a credit card, because you get more protection. So that's why I always do it that way. So I'm not fussed, you know, if it's a. I am fussed because I wanted to order the furniture, and I wanted it to come this week. And of course, while there's a delay and I can't order it, it's not going to come this week, which means I can't put it together this week, which means I can't get all this rest of this stuff away. But never mind, we're getting there bit by bit. I will get there eventually. And I did do a bit of reorganizing in my kitchen area, and using a bit more of the Kallax cube units that you can buy in I was going to say Asda, but they don't come from Asda. They come from IKEA. IKEA. I think they pronounce it, don't they? The advert pronounces it more like that. So I have done some more organisation over here in my kitchen area, especially now I've got these extra. But the new pans that have come in, I'm actually going to get rid of the old pans. So I shall send those out to to a charity shop, because somebody will be able to make use of my old pans. They're not, they're not the best pans in the world, but if you don't have any pans, they're better than nothing. So, I should get rid of those. So I've got somewhere to put the new pans. So it's all a bit busy. It's all lots of things. And then, oh yes, yesterday, somebody messaged me. Now I'm not sure whether this is a scam or not, so I'm very, very wary. Somebody messaged me and said they wanted to order some of my the little chef doll, but it's not somebody I know. And then they were talking about paying on PayPal, and I know a lot of people do with the scams do things through PayPal because it's not traceable or something like that. Anyway, I'm not sure. She wanted them, and if it was a genuine thing, I would knit them and raise money for Isle Access. But I don't know whether it's a scam, and I'm going to talk to Jan and see what she thinks. I think it might be just one of those dodgy dealings. So I think I might on the side of caution on that one. I certainly wouldn't send anything off if we hadn't had the money in. But also, I don't want to do any dodgy dealings where they might manage to get out of our bank details. I mean, it wouldn't be me because I don't take the money on these things. It all goes into the charities, so I would get it to go straight there. But I just I'm erring on the side of caution. I thought afterwards, I don't know that this is genuine, so we'll see. I'll let you know. I'll update you on that one. So there we go. So I'm just wondering. Oh yes, I've got to make a card. My granddaughter's birthday was the week, not this week gone, but last week. But they've been away, and I still haven't finished it. I'm making it's over on the table there. I'm going to finish it tomorrow and get it in the post. It's like a Ferris wheel, and it's got little seats and little characters. I'll show you a picture when it's done. Little characters sitting in the seats, and the Ferris wheel goes round because you put what they call brads. We used to call them split pins, but they call them brads now, don't they? Where you push a pin through and split it on the other side, so the things will move. Well, this is why I need to do some more organisation, because somewhere I've got some very pretty brads. I found the gold ones, the gold split pins from years ago, but they're rather big and the thing doesn't, with the size hole that I've got in there, they don't spin. I suppose I could make the hole bigger, but then it would get untidy because I did it with a die cut, and so the holes were punched in as I did it through the die cutter. So I've got to work that one out. But I had some other people who've just asked me for cards recently, and so we've had some more money in for Isle Access charity. There's a chap who works for the Newport and Carisbrooke Community Council, and that's the building that we have our meetings in on a Friday, the warm hub space. And he saw what I was doing, and he keeps ordering cards. And so every time he orders a card, that's a bit more money into the charity. And so, he liked them. And I made one for his wife, but I didn't see him to give it to. I left it there at the building, and I hadn't seen him since. And he came in on Friday, and I said, "Oh," he said, "Oh, I owe you some money." I said, "You owe Jan some money." And I said, "Did you like it?" He said it was wonderful. So I'm really pleased because I like sparkle and I like razzmatazz, and I like a card that you don't throw away in the bin. And I try to make the cards like that so people don't want to throw them away. And it's quite simple to do. It's the materials you use, and I do like my sparkle, don't I? But I was at my sister's last week, and she's got her birthday card still on the side, and her birthday was in November, so we're nearly round to her birthday again. And she so loves it, and that to me that was such a lovely compliment because she didn't want to throw it away. I made her a piano keys, and lots of lovely notes on it, but it pops up like like the keys of a piano. But it was one of the simplest cards to make, unbelievably simple. I'm going to put my fan on. I don't know, I'm hot, I'm getting very hot, and I've got the fan here, but if it makes too much noise, tell me. I don't know if you can you hear my fan? I bought one of those little fans. Oh look, I bought this one. I bought one of these the other day. Whoops. No, not with the stuffing in it. Look. I bought this in Busy Bee. And then I got it home and put the batteries in, and it worked. And then I went to push it again and it didn't work. But Kath and John were here, and Kath fiddled with it, and then she got it going again. So, because it's still quite warm. So there we go. So what else have I got to tell you? I don't know. I haven't seen you all for such a long time. But just, pootling on, doing the craft work. Oh, I was prepping. I'm prepping for Halloween. Look. I was prepping for Halloween on Friday because we're going to run workshops at the hub. We're going to advertise them where people can come in and everybody makes, a cauldron, or I can do this as a pumpkin. It's not finished yet. It's got to have a lid and it's got to have all decoration on it. But that's what I was prepping on Friday. And so we're doing a workshop for Halloween, and then we're doing a workshop for Christmas. And the Christmas workshop, wow, I got so many bits to cut out. So I said to the other members of the gang, I want people to help me do the cutting out, because I have to cut all, I have to cut all the bits. The bits for this, the lids and that, I put all the bits inside for this in there, but they all need cutting out. And I don't want to sit and cut out umpteen pieces on my own. So I have said that other people help me, and I think they will. If I take the bits in next week, they'll sit and help me. Richard's saying, I'll Access seems such a good organisation. It is. It is a good organisation, and they're really trying to raise awareness about the, for people with disabilities. And then you get these silly people, like I was trying to raise awareness when I was standing on that crossing and saying that, this crossing, needs fixing, and that's when I got all the rudery from some people who are, I don't know whether they practice being rude or whether they're just naturally rude. I don't know. But you know what? They seem to think it's nice to be rude to people. But you know what? I don't lose sleep over it. But anyway, sometimes I ignore them and sometimes I don't. How often does the guy from Remap go on a Friday? He was there. Well, it's different guys. The Remap guy was there this Friday. But I don't know. It's whenever Jan invites them. And for anybody who doesn't know, the Remap guy, Remap is an organisation where the people who are part of Remap, and I think they're volunteers, and they adapt things for people with disabilities. They make adaptations of something. If you can't buy it, if you can't get it anywhere else, they'll make an adaptation. And Jan was telling me about a lady with who'd had a stroke, and she liked to paint her nails, but it was a bit difficult. So that he made something to go on the table so she could get her hands much more up to be able to do her nails. So things like that, all sorts of different things they do, but they make an adaptation, so it makes life easier. Now, I was on the bus this morning, and then again this afternoon. So on the way to Asda this morning, on the first bus, somebody with a mobility scooter got on. And of course, the buses are all different. The newest bus is brilliant because it's got a lot of space that could get people with mobility scooters can get in and manoeuvre around and get into the space, even if there's a pushchair and a granny with a trolley and all that there as well. But the bus this morning wasn't the biggest, it wasn't the roomy one. And the guy, I was sitting in the space for the disabled, and then there's a bit, the wheelchair bit, the mobility scooter bit was in front of me. And I knew that he would be able to get in it, but I wasn't quite sure how it wasn't an easy get in. So the bus driver stops the bus, puts the ramp down, the guy gets on there. Then he's got to negotiate, because there's a silly pole that's very awkwardly placed on all these buses. I think it's because it's got the bell on it for them to ring, but the bell could be on the other side. The bell could be next to them on the bus. They don't need that pole there. I still don't know why they put it there, because it makes life so awkward for everybody. So anyway, this guy, he had to get in, but he couldn't negotiate. And of course, I'd got my trolley, so I said, "Look, my trolley's in the way. How much?" Melanie, you came in so late. It doesn't matter. Thank you. Which Melanie? Which Melanie? Remind me. That I know more than one Melanie, I think, so let me know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you come in. I was late. I fell asleep and I was late. I'll be late for my own funeral. You know that, don't you? I was late because I fell asleep and woke up after 7:30. Kind words turn the rave off. They do. My dad used to say kind words are coupon free because, of course, they lived through the war, and it was always a phrase that he said to me. Kind words are coupon free. They certainly are. So what was I going to say? Oh, yes. So the disability issue. So the guy, I think he was quite new to the mobility scooter, and he was still learning to negotiate anyway. But everybody's got to learn. Oh, Melanie D from Florida. Oh, lovely. Yes, not Melanie from up the road. I know a Melanie here up the road. I didn't think it was Melanie up the road. Thank you. Lovely to see you from coming in from Florida. I think we've got, well, I don't know if she's still, Rhonda was in here just now. Rhonda is from the States, so that's lovely. Kind words are like honey, sweet to the soul and healthy for the body. Proverbs 16:24. Thank you for your quotes, Richard. That's lovely. Yes, so this guy, so my trolley was obviously going to be in his way. So I said, do you need me to move this? He said, yes. So I moved it over and up the middle. But I was sitting down and I couldn't really get up very easily to get round there. And so I hadn't moved it far enough up. So with the help of the other passengers on the bus, they pushed my trolley right up the bus so that the guy could get in. So he was having to come into the walkway bit. He had to come there first and then reverse into the space. So he did that. Coming back after I'd been to Asda, somebody I know who uses a mobility scooter got on the bus, and we hadn't seen each other for over 2 years. And so we were having a good old catch up in the short time that we were on the bus together. And I was talking about the bus, and the bus we were on is the newest one with the most space. They've suddenly cottoned on that actually some of these things need more space. You know, what I would like to do is take these people who make these decisions about these buses, take them out on a bus and arrange for a mobility scooter, a mummy with a pram, a granny with a trolley, and a blind person with their dog, and all that sort of thing, and then let them see the real world as it happens. Anyway, fortunately, so I said to this lady that I know, I said, do you need me to move? She said, oh no, it's all right. She could manage it because there was a lot more space on that bus. So maybe they're getting the idea that actually you need to put more space on. So anyway, these are all my observations, and I was, as I say, I was knitting while I was doing it. I've got two lovely colours here. Look, I'm itching to use these two colours on my little toys. So I'm making more toys because, well, I'd given away a pile the other day to Ride Carnival because they were raising funds. So because without funds raising, they can't run the carnivals. The carnivals cost thousands of pounds to put on, and so they need to raise funds all year. And I saw the other day that they were doing a fundraiser and they wanted teddies for the Teddy Tombola. They weren't necessarily all teddies. Some of them were other things. So I found a whole pile, and they went, and somebody messaged me and said, I didn't win one of your teddies. Anyway, I noticed, so all my little toys had gone. I thought better get started again because somebody's going to want some of those again soon. So while I was at my daughter's and my sister's the other day, I was knitting away, and I can knit one of those little dollies at least one a day. Depends on how much they've got on them. Let me get them down. Let me show you, because some of you might have seen them and some of you might not. Hang on a minute. I will be back. I will get my visual aids and I will be back. Whoops. Oh, nearly knocking my fan over. Right. Hang on. Whoops, I'm coming. Oh no, I can't carry them all. I dropped them. How can I ever get lonely? I've always got all these little characters with me. I can never be lonely, can I? Look. Let me show you. So I made this little snowball. It was a little snowball with legs and arms like you do have. Then I made a little footballer with his football. And then I made a cowboy. He's going to have a lasso, but I haven't made his lasso yet. I'm not making him a horse. That's too complicated. And then there's Mrs. Claus, Mother Christmas, because, you know, Christmas, apparently it's only 14, did they say 14 Saturdays, 14 Sundays till Christmas or something like that? Isn't it scary? And then my daughter looked in the book and she said, oh, I like the fitness girl, Mum. So I made that one, and I love her bunches, and they're so easy to do. I can now adapt that, and I can have a girl with a ponytail or things like that. And then the swimmer, maybe that's Tom Daly. And this one should be a skateboarder, but he hasn't got his skateboard yet. Actually, this one is he was a surfer, and when I made him for my grandson, I made a surfboard, but I made it and I put a piece of cardboard in to stiffen it, which is what it said in the book. He put it in the sink, and of course, cardboard, you know, I would have to adapt it next time and cut probably a plastic milk bottle and use a piece of that sort of plastic in it rather than cardboard, so they can still use them in the sink. He's a bit bigger now. He doesn't do these things anymore. He's 10 now. But that's what I did with that one. And this one, look, Vedna Carnival had Santa in the... Oh, right, okay. And Melanie's saying they're so cute. I just love all this sort of thing. I find it so therapeutic, Melanie. It's just so therapeutic. Now, this was the chef that somebody online said that she wanted me to make 8 of them. I wasn't sure whether it was a scam or not. So I will have to check that one out. But... he was nice to make. I thought he was complicated, but actually those trousers are not that complicated. They're very easy. And then I made a dinosaur. And then the other day, I wanted to... Oh, in my bag over here. No, not that bag. This bag. In this bag, I have got... Oops, I've knocked you round. Sorry, I knocked the wire. This is an octopus. It will be an octopus. He's got no legs. So in the bag, he had 7 legs. And then yesterday I thought I really must make leg number 8. So I made leg number 8, and it's come out bigger than the other 7 legs. I don't know what I did. He's a bit like me. He's got oedema in his leg. It's swollen. I might have to re-knit that one, so I don't know. So he has 8 legs, and he's got to have a scarf. So I can show you what he looks like. Whoops. So that's what that was the pattern I used for that. So he's got to have a scarf as well. But that's right. I took the 8th leg with me when I'd gone somewhere to knit, and I must have been on the bus or something. And I wanted to finish his leg, but I got some other drunk octopus legless. It's quite. Unfortunately, I got some other things in my bag, so I went to make him, and I hadn't got the black wool in. And of course, if you notice, he's got black. You start with a black bit at the bottom, and the black wool had fallen under the cupboard here, and I'd swept under the cupboard and moved the cupboard back, and not seen that the wool had gone under there when I went out. So I didn't have the black wool with me, so I couldn't finish my octopus. So I was very frustrated because I wanted to knit. You know, that's golden time, wasted time otherwise. So I looked through. This book has got lots of different things in it. So it's got the dinosaurs in it, and it's got the octopus, and it's got, what else has it got in it? Oh, it's got the snowballs in it. That's right. It's got the snowballs in it. So I was thinking, oh, well, I've got the green. I can start another snowball, except that I haven't got the size needles for this. I could have knitted them on a different size needle, but if I make another one of these, I want it to be the same size so that I can have a pair of them. So I couldn't do that. So I thought, right, I want to knit. What shall I knit? Well, I had the green wool with me, didn't I? And I had the wool, the needles, so I made a dinosaur out of here. So there we go. I thought he was rather cute. He's a spotty dinosaur. And then what I was going to tell you something else, and I've forgotten what now. But I'm surrounded by all this lovely wool. And then I've been very lucky because I think some of you might have seen I put an appeal out, because over there I've got more wool than I will ever have time to knit in my lifetime, I think, unless I live a very long time and I knit very fast. A lot of people have donated wool because I knit for charity. So I don't mind donating all my time. Excuse me, I need to have another swig. Too much talking. I'll have to go in a minute because I'm coughing. Very rude to drink out of the bottle, I know, but because I slept at when I was supposed to be live streaming, I just grabbed a bottle and came and sat. I didn't go and get a glass. Never mind. I'm sure it doesn't matter. I'm sure you won't. Oh, you might tell me off. Somebody might tell me off, but am I bothered? No. Sorry. So anyway, so I've got all that wool, and I'm happy to make loads and loads of things up with it. In fact, the more I knit, the more space I will have to put some of my craft stuff away. But of course, this is the stuffing, and I use this stuffing that conforms to the British standards. You know, we have to do that if you're making things for children. Must conform to the standards. It's lovely soft stuff, and this I get from Isle of Wool down in Ryde. And so I spoke to Helen at Isle of Wool, and I said, if I got people to donate a bag of this, how easy could the process be? Could they get in touch with you and pay for it, and then I come and collect it? And we've got a system going that's absolutely perfect. Because I know there's a lot of people out there who would like to do things for charity but perhaps don't knit, but I knit, and they could donate the stuffing. So that's what I put a thing out saying that to people, and I've had two lovely ladies so far one lady bought 4 bags of this, and one lady bought 2. I'm only on the second bag, so I'm not going to run out yet. But obviously, the more I knit, the more will go. So if anybody ever wants to know about that, then very easy system. You just get in touch. A bag of this is £4.50. So some people might like to do that. It just means that I can do more, because obviously, if I have to keep buying the stuffing, it's going to run away with a lot of pennies. If I'm buying loads and loads. But anyway, that was just, and I was really pleased. There were people from my community, online community. That was lovely. Neither of whom I've met, but we have such a wonderful community here with the Go Live. I haven't met them personally, but we've had lots of interaction. So and that's what my community is all about. So when the guy was telling me off because I didn't have 3 million viewers, I said, no, it's not like that. Our community is very different. I don't want 3 million viewers that I can't really talk to properly because there's too many of them. I like it that we're cozy, and, we might only, when we started the broadcast, we only had, Richard was the only viewer at the beginning, and then other people came in. Doesn't matter. We don't mind. I will broadcast for just one person, or I will broadcast for more, but I don't need 3 million. I just really don't. Anyway, folks, I think I need to wrap up. I need to tidy up all these toys off the floor now. I've just put on the floor the cookie books that are on the floor, the pans that are on the floor, because I brought them to show you. I need to tidy all this lot up. I need to go and put this away, and so you will be seeing things like this coming out over the next few weeks. So this was just a basic cauldron, but there's going to be a pumpkin done like this. These are gift boxes, so they'll have lids on them. A witch's hat I've got to do as a gift box, and then I've got a wonderful advent calendar to do as a workshop in December for Isle Access, and that is a train. I'll make it up and then you'll see. It's a train, and it's got carriages that have all the boxes for all the days of Advent, all the 12 boxes in the carriages. So it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of cutting out, because if we do a workshop, we provide all the stuff for the people coming in to do the workshop. So we cut all the stuff for them. But I said to Jan, I need help. I don't mind leading the workshop, but I'm not going to run myself ragged cutting all the bits out, because my time actually is better making things that we sell. And if so if I'm doing that, I'm not making stuff that was selling. So that'd be fun. You're still here, yes, and Melanie's still there. Yeah, and it doesn't matter if we are a small community. It's just so nice, and it's. I worry when you come in and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm late," because that makes me sound like the head teacher. And I was a school mom, and but I don't want you ever to be worried that you came late. Especially when I came late today. No, you just come when you can come and go when you want to go. It's like that. I remember, just before I go, I'll tell this story. I used to run a network group on the Isle of Wight for people in business, and they would come and I would help them promote their business, and I would introduce them to other people and network, doing the networking to it's a win-win all the way around when you all work together like that as a community. And I had a new member coming. That was another Susan. She won't mind me telling you. I'm sure she won't mind me telling you. And she because she told me when she came to meet me to learn about my network group, she was frightened because she said it was like going to see the head mistress. And I said, "Oh, you should never think of me like that." But I suppose it smacks of the old school thing, doesn't it? If you've not done it before. And I know there are a lot of people who are worried about going to a group and going into a group when they don't know anybody. You just love my spirit. I've woken up a lot, Melanie, because I was asleep at 7:30 when I was supposed to be broadcasting. I was asleep, and I woke up a few minutes later and had to run around and scrabble. And I was really tired, really tired. I'd had this vision that I might fall asleep, and I'd set an alarm, but the alarm didn't wake me up. The alarm rang at 7:50. That wasn't much good. Your friend is 14 years. Your friend's 14-year-old son would like that. He's into trains in a big way. Raised 8,000 for charity earlier in the year, visiting every station on the 30-mile plus cross city line from Lichfield to Redditch. Excellent news. That's wonderful. People raise money in all sorts of ways, don't they? Do you know what? I've got cold now. Put the fan on. Let's put it off again. So, yes, people do all sorts of things for fundraising, don't they? One thing I would not do is jump out of a plane. The only reason I would jump out of a plane is if the plane was on fire and it was the only way I was going to save myself. But I would be absolutely terrified. I don't like heights at the best of times. But there you go. I panicked even driving over the flyover at Chiswick in London, where the road goes up and over and it's quite high. And I was the driver and I panicked. But fortunately, my sister was in the car and she talked me through it, because it was, I was up high and I could see over the side, and I don't like that. But I lived to tell the tale, and I was so glad she was there. So yes, heights is one of the things I don't like at all. So few scary moments with heights, including being on a French exchange. Oh, you love heights, all right? Okay. You love heights, but what would you not do? When you said me neither, what did you mean there? If you love heights, oh, you wouldn't jump out of a plane, right? Okay, maybe that's what you meant. What was I just going to say? I've forgotten something there. No, it's gone. It's gone. Melanie doesn't like heights either. No, it's. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Yes, I was on a French exchange, a school exchange, when I was about 14, I think. And the people whose family I stayed with, they took me into Paris, and they insisted on taking me up the Eiffel Tower. I suppose they think you can't go to Paris without going up the Eiffel Tower. I would have been quite happy to go to Paris and not go up the Eiffel Tower. Anyway, not only did they take me up the Eiffel Tower, but they made me walk down that bottom section. And when you're standing on that first bit, so their legs go up, don't they? Then it narrows, and there's a platform all around there. When you're on that platform, the cars on the road look like ants. So you're pretty high up on that platform, and they made me walk down the stairs, and they're open stairs, and you can see right through to the ground. I was petrified, absolutely petrified. I don't know how I ever got down. Richard's been on a passenger. He's been a passenger on a microlight. Is that 1,000 foot above Wellington Monument? Not jump out of planes. Oh, right, you don't like jumping out of planes. No, I don't think I want to jump out of any planes. I would have, yeah, you would have fainted. Well, I don't know how I didn't, Melanie. It was a terrifying experience. And I was, funny enough, I was telling this story to somebody the other day. Don't talk about some things for years, and then the same story comes up more than once. When I was in Germany with my second husband, we went to Christmas in Germany, and they were doing all the lovely Christmas market and that. And I think it was around that time. And there was a church, and he wanted us to go up the church. So you went up inside the church, but it was a bit like I don't know whether it was a church or whether it was just a tower. It was a bell tower, I think. And there was no middle, there was walkways round the edge inside the tower, but they were just walkways with a drop right down. You could see right down to the ground. And I was walking, I was very scared, and I was walking along, sort of pushing myself as close to the wall as I could. And then the bell tolled. Right? And the bell's ringing and the tower's shaking. And then there were some rather fat, I shouldn't say this, but I shouldn't body shame them, but they were very fat Germans. And the thing was, this wasn't a very wide space. And these fat people were coming past, making it even more terrifying because I had to make it squeeze. I wasn't as plump as I am now then, but actually now I've lost 2.5 stone, so I'm less plump than I was. So it was so scary, unbelievably scary. CN Tower glass floor was fun, as was glass floor Spinnaker Tower in Portsmouth. There's another one that was I know, the Centre Point in London. Centre Point had me terrified. I was in Centre Point for a meeting, so it's a very, very tall building. Anybody who doesn't know, it's a tall building, and that's okay. I was inside, so I wasn't terrified when I was in the building, but I needed the toilet, and the ladies' toilet on the floor I was on. To go in the toilet into the the ladies' toilets, the door was right by the glass plate window. Right by the edge. And it's so irrational because I knew I couldn't fall through the window because it wasn't broken. But I was terrified. I had to go all the way down to the ground to find a toilet on the ground floor to come back up again because that's how it was. Irrational fears take over, don't they? And then it's scary. But I've got to 73, and in 2 weeks' time I'm going to be 74. So with a bit of luck, I might make it to my 74th birthday because my family are they've arranged to celebrate it with me. So hopefully I will get there. No, do you? Nobody knows. Well, you have to live each day as though it's your last, because one day it will be. One day it nearly was back in December 2022, but of course I lived to tell the tale because I got myself to hospital and those lovely staff saved my life. So, it throws everything else into perspective. These days I don't get stressed over things that used to stress me, because when you've been as close to death as I was on December the 13th, 2022, things pale into insignificance now. Somebody be stressing about something and I said, you know what, things that happen to me now, where I would have been stressed once upon a time, as I say, when you've had a near-death experience, it makes it very different. Very, very different. So if I only took that out of that experience, then that was okay. So anyway, folks, I'm getting very tired. I need to go and have a proper day. I need a nice cup of coffee, and I'm going to probably go to bed early and then have a good start to the day because I'm quite tired now. Rich has got an irrational fear of long wooden bridges over. Yeah. Oh, I hate that as well. I hate that too because that you're up higher. You're higher. Oh, and piers. I used to be terrified of walking on piers. I can walk down Ride Pier now, but I used to be absolutely terrified, totally irrational because the because the gaps between the planks are so tiny. There's no way you can fall through. Not somebody like me. I'm not Linda Pin like I used to be when I was growing up. So it's so irrational. But why do we get so scared about these things? I have no idea. Anyway, folks, I hope that you don't mind. Thank you. I'll have a little wind down, Melanie. I'll probably put a quiz show on just and have a cup of coffee and watch that before I go to bed. But thank you for joining me. Any of you who've joined me, some of you may be sitting there in the background not commenting and others commenting. That's perfectly fine. People don't have to comment. Some people like to just sit there and watch but not say anything. So, but those of you who have joined in the conversation, thank you for for that as well. And I do appreciate you coming in. If you didn't come in, I'd just be talking to my phone, wouldn't I? And yes, I am a mad woman. I've been told enough times, but there you go. Anyway, I'm now surrounded with my lovely, lovely people here in the Go Live Granny community. That's good, Lynn. You overcame the fear of peers. Been 2 hours, Lynn. Oh, it has, hasn't it? Not quite 2 hours, just short of 2 hours, because of course I wasn't live at 7:30. I wasn't live till nearly 20 to 8. But I'm sure you'll forgive me. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'm not sure when I'll go live again, but when, some more shenanigans have happened that you might want to hear about or you might not want to hear about, I'll come live again. Bye. Have a wonderful week and see you all soon. I won't see you, but I will speak again soon. Bye. Whoops. Now, because I've got long nails, I find it difficult to touch the button that switches us off.